Welcome to our channel, where we explore the fascinating intricacies of human behavior, relationships, and psychology. In today's video, we're diving into a topic that has intrigued and perplexed many: understanding the psychological weaknesses of women. Before we begin, it's important to note that this discussion is not about stereotypes or generalizations, but about recognizing common psychological tendencies that can be observed in women due to biological, social, and psychological factors. Understanding these tendencies can help you better navigate relationships, communicate more effectively, and foster deeper connections with the women in your life. So let's explore the 10 psychological weaknesses of every female. 1. The need for emotional validation. Women often have a heightened need for emotional validation. This stems from a combination of biological wiring and social conditioning. From a young age, girls are often encouraged to be more expressive with their emotions and to seek affirmation from others. This creates a deep-rooted need for emotional validation, which can manifest in various aspects of their lives. For instance, women may feel the need for reassurance in relationships, whether romantic or platonic. This validation helps them feel secure and valued, which in turn boosts their self-esteem. However, this need can also be a weakness when it leads to dependence on external validation for self-worth. Women who heavily rely on others' opinions may struggle with self-confidence, making them vulnerable to manipulation or emotional distress when that validation is lacking. Practical tip: if you want to support the women in your life, be mindful of their need for emotional validation. Offer genuine compliments, listen actively when they express their feelings, and provide reassurance when needed. However, encourage them to also find self-validation by building their confidence and reminding them of their intrinsic worth. 2. The pressure to conform to societal beauty standards. The societal pressure to conform to beauty standards is a significant psychological challenge for many women. From magazines to social media, women are bombarded with images of what is deemed beautiful or ideal. These unrealistic standards can lead to body image issues, low self-esteem, and even mental health struggles such as anxiety and depression. The desire to fit into these beauty standards often leads women to engage in behaviors like excessive dieting, over-exercising, or undergoing cosmetic procedures. The constant comparison to others can create a sense of inadequacy, making them feel they are never good enough. This pressure can be overwhelming and can significantly impact a woman's self-worth and overall well-being. Practical tip: encourage the women in your life to embrace their uniqueness and to focus on health and self-care rather than trying to fit into societal molds. Compliment them on qualities beyond their physical appearance, such as their intelligence, kindness, or creativity. Help them understand that true beauty comes from confidence and self-acceptance. 3. Overthinking and overanalyzing. Women are often more prone to overthinking and overanalyzing situations, particularly in relationships. This tendency can be traced back to a combination of emotional intelligence and the need for connection. Women tend to be more in tune with their emotions and the emotions of others, which can lead them to analyze situations from multiple perspectives. While this can be a strength in many situations, it can also become a weakness when it leads to unnecessary stress, anxiety, and miscommunication. Overthinking can cause women to second-guess themselves, doubt their decisions, and even create problems that weren't there in the first place. This mental spiral can be exhausting and can strain relationships if not managed properly. Practical tip: if you notice a woman in your life overthinking, offer a listening ear without judgment. Sometimes, simply talking through their thoughts can help them gain clarity. Encourage mindfulness practices such as meditation or journaling, which can help break the cycle of overthinking. Remind them that not every situation requires deep analysis, and that it's okay to let go and trust their instincts. 4. The tendency to prioritize others over themselves. Many women have a natural tendency to prioritize the needs of others over their own. This nurturing instinct is often celebrated as a strength, but it can also be a significant psychological weakness. Women are often socialized to be caregivers, whether it's taking care of their families, friends, or colleagues. While this selflessness can be admirable, it can also lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of identity. When women consistently put others' needs before their own, they may neglect their own well-being, both physically and emotionally. This can result in feelings of exhaustion, frustration, and a lack of fulfillment. Over time, the inability to set boundaries and prioritize self-care can lead to more serious mental health issues. Practical tip: encourage the women in your life to set healthy boundaries and to prioritize self-care without guilt. Remind them that taking care of themselves allows them to be better caregivers for others. Support them in finding time for activities that bring them joy and relaxation, and reassure them that it's okay to say no sometimes. 5. Fear of judgment and rejection. The fear of judgment and rejection is a common psychological weakness among women. This fear can manifest in various aspects of their lives, from their professional endeavors to their personal relationships. Women often worry about how they are perceived by others and may avoid taking risks or expressing their true selves to avoid potential criticism or rejection. This fear can be paralyzing, preventing women from pursuing their goals, voicing their opinions, or even forming meaningful connections. It can also lead to people-pleasing behavior, where women may go out of their way to meet others' expectations at the expense of their own happiness. Practical tip: support the women in your life by creating a judgment-free environment where they feel safe to express themselves. Encourage them to take risks and to embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Remind them that it's impossible to please everyone and that their worth is not determined by others' opinions. 6. Difficulty letting go of past hurts. Women often find it challenging to let go of past hurts, whether it's a betrayal, a failed relationship, or a personal disappointment. This difficulty can be attributed to the deep emotional connections they form and their tendency to dwell on the why behind certain events. While this introspection can lead to valuable insights, it can also trap women in a cycle of pain and regret. Holding on to past hurts can prevent women from moving forward and fully embracing new opportunities. It can also lead to trust issues and a fear of vulnerability, which can hinder their ability to form healthy relationships in the future. Practical tip: encourage the women in your life to practice forgiveness, not just towards others, but also towards themselves. Help them focus on the lessons learned from past experiences rather than the pain. Support them in seeking closure, whether through conversation, therapy, or personal reflection, so they can move forward with a lighter heart. 7. The desire to fix others. Many women have a strong desire to fix others, whether it's helping a friend through a tough time, trying to change a partner's behavior, or supporting a family member in need. This nurturing instinct is rooted in empathy and a genuine desire to see others thrive. However, it can also become a psychological weakness when it leads to codependency, or when women take on the emotional burdens of others at the expense of their own well-being. The desire to fix others can lead women to invest time and energy into people who may not reciprocate or appreciate their efforts. It can also cause them to stay in unhealthy relationships, hoping they can change the other person. This can be draining and can prevent women from focusing on their own growth and happiness. Practical tip: encourage the women in your life to recognize the difference between supporting someone and trying to fix them. Remind them that everyone is responsible for their own growth and that it's okay to step back and let others take ownership of their problems. Support them in setting boundaries and in focusing on their own well-being. 8. The struggle with self-worth and confidence. Many women struggle with self-worth and confidence, often doubting their abilities and achievements. This psychological weakness can be traced back to societal expectations, gender biases, and internalized beliefs about what it means to be successful or worthy. Women may downplay their accomplishments, hesitate to assert themselves, or feel like they don't deserve recognition. This lack of confidence can hold women back in their careers, relationships, and personal development. It can lead to missed opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and a constant sense of inadequacy. Overcoming this struggle requires a shift in mindset and a commitment to building self-worth from within. Practical tip: support the women in your life by recognizing and celebrating their achievements, no matter how small. Encourage them to step out of their comfort zones and to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Help them build confidence by reminding them of their strengths and by challenging the negative beliefs they may hold about themselves. 9. The tendency to overextend themselves. Women often have a tendency to overextend themselves, taking on too many responsibilities and trying to excel in every area of their lives. This can be driven by a desire to prove themselves, to meet the expectations of others, or to avoid disappointing those around them. While ambition and hard work are admirable traits, they can become psychological weaknesses when they lead to burnout and a lack of balance. Overextending oneself can result in stress, fatigue, and a diminished quality of life. It can also lead to feelings of resentment when women feel unappreciated or taken for granted. Finding a balance between ambition and self-care is essential for long-term well-being. Practical tip: encourage the women in your life to prioritize their tasks and to delegate when possible. Remind them that it's okay to say no and that they don't have to do everything on their own. Support them in finding a balance between their personal and professional lives and in making time for relaxation and self-care. 10. The challenge of asserting boundaries. Asserting boundaries can be a significant psychological challenge for many women. Whether in personal relationships, the workplace, or social settings, women may struggle to set and maintain boundaries due to fear of conflict, rejection, or being perceived as difficult. This can lead to situations where their needs and desires are overlooked or dismissed. The inability to assert boundaries can result in feelings of frustration, resentment, and powerlessness. It can also make women more susceptible to being taken advantage of or treated unfairly. Learning to assert boundaries is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and personal well-being. Practical tip: support the women in your life by encouraging them to communicate their boundaries clearly and confidently. Remind them that setting boundaries is not about being selfish, but about respecting their own needs and limits. Help them practice assertiveness and reassure them that it's okay to stand up for themselves. Conclusion: understanding these psychological tendencies isn't about labeling or judging women. It's about fostering empathy, improving communication, and supporting one another in our personal growth. By recognizing these common challenges, we can all work towards creating healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Remember, every woman is unique, and while these tendencies may be common, they don't define who she is. With awareness and support, these weaknesses can be transformed into strengths. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on psychology, relationships, and personal development. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.